The Mercedes A-Class is that rare thing in the automotive world. It's a car that just seemed to get dumber with age. Of course, it didn't help that the first generation was a piece of engineering genius. And if it wasn't for those pesky elks, it would be considered today well up there with the likes of the original Mini. The first generation, of course, didn't sell, and the second one that followed was nowhere near as innovative. And the third one? Well, anyone could have made it. It was just a typical hatch. For the fourth generation, Mercedes-Benz has decided to smarten up its act and offer a hatchback that has technology lifted from the S-Class. This car is seriously clever. According to Mercedes, almost everything is new. That means there's a new structure, that means there's a complete new body shell, and at some parts it's up to 30% stiffer. Now, the advantage of the new structure is it's also around 120 millimeters longer than the old car, and that liberates the one thing the third generation A-Class needed the most, and that is passenger space, especially for those who sit in the rear seats. Inside the A-Class cabin, well, it looks on first glance the very best in its class. The materials, the fit, the finish, it really is wonderful here. Now, we're driving a range topping version here, and it has the incredible twin virtual cockpit displays, and it really does feel like a mini S-Class here, and that's exactly what Mercedes wanted. But the thing is if your hands wander a little bit lower, sounds a bit rude, you start to find bits of plastic. Well, the quality really does lack. Where engineers are most proud with the A-Class is the amazing amount of technology they have managed to squeeze into this small compact hatch. Now, we're talking S-Class levels of technology. Engineers have managed to incorporate a Siri, or whatever the Android equivalent is, operating system into the infotainment system. So if you say, "Hey Mercedes,"
how can I help you?
How cool is that? Hasn't been that useful, but apparently it does take time to learn some of your commands, and especially your voice. The A-Class has always been one of the most entertaining in its segment to drive. The version we're driving has a multi-link rear suspension that helps give it more grip and agility through the bends. But the German car maker has also equipped lower models with a torsion beam. Now, that smacks of cost cutting, but to Mercedes' credit, they actually said the torsion bar is needed. Now, that's because plug-in hybrid versions are coming in the future, and they needed the extra space that is afforded by the torsion bar to squeeze in things like a lithium-ion battery. In Australia, there will be just two engines available, a 2-litre 165 kilowatt turbocharged 4-cylinder, and what we're driving now, a 1.33 litre 4-cylinder turbo. Now, this car has 120 kilowatts and it's the A200, but there will also be a 100 kilowatt version that will power the entry-level A180. All models will be really well equipped as well, says Mercedes-Benz Australia, and that will reflect a slight price increase of around $1,500 to $2,000. That means the A-Class range will begin at around $40,000. So there we have it, the 2018 Mercedes A-Class. Well, it's got a classier cabin, it's more comfortable, it's quieter and far more efficient, and it's got technology that would shame its rivals. But you know what? I kind of miss some of the fun and the engagement of the last model. I just wish the thing was more fun to drive. But apart from that, those people in the market for a premium, compact hatchback, I think they're going to love the Mercedes A-Class.